My name's Dom Harden. I'm the Academic Director at the college, and welcome to Orientation for 2022. And it's also the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022. So I think it's a pretty good day to get started on our orientation. First thing I'll do is acknowledge that La Trobe University is on traditional owners of the land, and we would like to pay our respects to elders past, present and ongoing. And a lot of you, where you're sitting at the moment, most of you are zooming in from home, you will have areas that are part of the traditional lands. I know where I come from, there's the Wurundjeri people, and often in the chat room we put in what lands we come from, and we acknowledge that they are the traditional owners of this country. La Trobe College is the pathway college to La Trobe University. So most of you will be going to bachelor programs at the university, and with the college, most of you will be doing the first year of your bachelor program with us in the diplomas. We have 7 diplomas at the moment and a foundation studies program, which is pre-university, so that paces us into the first year. A preparation program for people going into the master's or postgraduate area. And we have some higher education certificates, which are like the first part of a diploma. The academic staff here are quite specialised, very experienced, and half of our academic staff are PhD or master's level, so they really know what they're doing. But more importantly, equally as importantly, they care about you as students. So you'll know your lecturers, you'll know your tutors, they'll know you because we have small classes, and they'll look after you. So with going to the college, of course, I'm going to say it's the best place to start your bachelor program, but statistically it is as well. So the students that leave here, so when you finish your diploma and head over to your bachelor program, you'll be as qualified, if not better, as the students that started at the university. So we have some tracer studies where we look at the way our students from the college perform at the university compared to the non-pathway college students. So if you have a look at this, you'll see the stats there. International students, so retention is staying on, so not giving up at university. So with our international students, 86% keep going, and that's compared to people that start at the university. So see, it says University International, 83%. So our students actually stick in there better than the ones that started straight at university. So it just shows it's the best choice. Domestic's the same, a little bit higher than the ones that start straight at the university. And then if you look at the WAM, so that's your average. So at college, it's weighted average mark. So it's all of your marks added up and then divided by the number of subjects. When you head over to the university, our students have a little bit of a higher mark than the students that start at the beginning. So international students, 68% compared to 66. Domestic, it is a little bit lower, but remember with domestic students, you're being compared to those ones that come in on a 99.9% ATAR. So that's actually outstanding to be that close to students with that high an ATAR. Next one. You've already chosen the bachelor programs that you're heading into, but there's quite a range, and there's a little bit of a change at the moment. So we used to have 2 colleges over at the uni, business and then health. At the moment, there's all schools. So when you come in, you'll see that there's a whole lot of different schools that you're heading into from your diploma program. Down. If you're doing your diploma, it's exactly the same as the first year of university. So if you've got friends that are going straight into university, you'll see they're doing the same subjects. We have smaller classes and more attendance time. So some people might think that's a bad thing. We think it's a good thing. And you can work more closely with your teachers, and I suppose that's why you end up with the higher marks. So your diploma will complete your first year of your bachelor, and then you'll head into your second year. So the people that finished last year with us are starting their bachelor in next week. Foundation is like year 12. So if you might have finished high school overseas, or you might have left, some people leave it their second last year from overseas. And you can do that year with us as the foundation program. And then you'll head into the first year of your bachelor. So it's a nice pathway in if you're not going straight into uni. But some foundation students do their diploma, and that's a choice you have as well. Foundation studies is 8 subjects. So you'll finish those subjects in trimester 1 and 2. Some people stretch it out over the 3 trimesters, but if you're someone that wants to finish quickly, you can do it in 2 as well. So that was very quick. I know I rushed through that one, but we'll go into more detail about that later. I'll introduce you now our college director and principal, Andrew Foley, and he'll talk to you more about the college.
Thank you, Dom. So yes, my job here is to welcome you to 2022 and to the first trimester. Thank you, Dom. Dom gave obviously talks more about the detail in your courses and your programs, but we'd just like to say, a big welcome to everybody for the start of the year. We've had some challenging times recently, both here and right around the world, obviously, but we can genuinely say we're very excited to be back on campus, back doing what we do best, and to welcome you all back. It's a beautiful day here at the university. We're very lucky at the college in that we're embedded right in the middle of the university campus, and La Trobe University campus here at Bundoora in Melbourne is very green, has a lot of trees around, it's very spaced out, and you would have seen some of the fairly innovative, funky buildings as well that litter across the campus, use that word. So look, it is actually genuinely exciting to be back. And we want to obviously welcome you guys back and support you on your journey towards your bachelor degree and with La Trobe University, and obviously your career and whatever you do after that. I don't want to go into too much detail about the programs and the courses and leave that to the experts on that, but just to add a little story from my own experience this morning. I go and get a coffee every morning from one of the coffee shops on the university campus, and the shops have been pretty quiet for the recent periods, for a variety of reasons. Partly, of course, because it's in between the study periods at university. But today there was almost a queue in my coffee shop, and not in that. When I had my conversation with the I won't call him a barista because he's the man that owns the coffee shop, but he said, yeah, it's great to see students around. He also said he had an international student who was working her first day in his coffee shop that day. So the fact of, firstly, that he had a lot of work for people to do, that he was busy, and not only that he was able to welcome an international student to work in his coffee shop from today, and she'd only just been able to arrive in the country due to the relaxation of borders and visa granting. So I thought that was a really nice little vignette, the story of my morning that relates to you guys as well. We know that's many of the students will be in different circumstances. Some of you may already be in Melbourne, and that's great. Some of you may have travelled recently to Melbourne and just be finding your feet here in this beautiful city, and that's great too. And that some of you may still be in your home country and planning your return, planning to arrive here sometime in the near future. And of course, we want to be able to support all of those circumstances and give you an excellent study experience. That's probably enough words for me before I run out. So, the next thing on my job is to is to present or announce scholarship winners for our previous study period. We really like to acknowledge the great work that you guys, the students, do, to acknowledge the high achievement that many of our students achieve. And so we have two acknowledgements, prizes, whatever, to announce. And so the first one is a congratulations for Marjorie Solano for Diploma of Business.
Can you say what they get?
What do they get, Tom?
They get free tuition for the following trimester, so it's worth about $12,000–13,000.
So it's quite a substantial prize.
It's a big scholarship.
In effect, a semester's worth of study. Yes?
Absolutely, yes.
So congratulations to Marjorie, and also congratulations to Hannah Geordie in the Diploma of Health Science. So congratulations to her as well. So for both of those students who had fantastic results, obviously in the last study period, they will be in contact with them. So well done. And I think that's my job really done, is to say welcome and now pass over to the specialists and the experts to give you more information. Nikki Kim, Manager of Student and Academic Services, is now going to come up, and she'll be talking about all the support that we provide to students in so many ways through her fantastic team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew. Hi, everyone. Not as tall as Andrew, I have to step back. You can only see. Sorry about the floating head, but I'm a bit shorter than Andrew. So, hi, everyone. My name is Nikki, and I'm the Student and Academic Service Team Manager. Now that you guys have all accepted your offers and you've started your student life here at Latrobe College Australia, the Student and Academic Service team will be your point of contact from now on. We'll help you get through your studies, through your life in Australia. If you have any questions, we will be there to answer any. So some of the things that we cover could be students' cards, any official document that you might need, if you have any concerns of your welfares, and basically anything else that you can think of, we would be there to help you. If we don't know the answer, we would find answers and guide you where you have to go. So yes, just remember Student and Academic Service Team, and we're called SAS for short. So to introduce you some of the members, so Nikki, that's me first, and we have Stephen, who's the student counselor, and Yen, as well as Ms. Jody, who's helping with our orientation today.
Hi all.
There she is, and Melissa, as well as Jenny. So this is the team that are here to support you and help you. At the moment, if you need to talk to any one of us in person, you can come to Sylvia Walton Building Level 3. We're located in the front office area, or you can send us an email. So next slide. So just as a reminder for our international students, those of you who have requested to organize your health insurance through Latrobe College, we would have done this for you through Allianz. So some of the Allianz information will be in this slide that you can have a look to check. We would also have someone from Allianz visiting the campus tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions about your health insurance, how to get your card, how to change your dates, and the services that you can get through this insurance, please do come and talk to her tomorrow. Jody will provide you some more information about tomorrow's schedule at the end of the presentation today. The next important thing for you all to know is that now that you guys are at an age where you're looking for part-time jobs, whether you're domestic or international students, it's very important to know your work right, that you're being paid the salary that you're supposed to get and the safety that they're supposed to provide to you. So there are important informations that you could get through the Fair Work Ombudsman, and this ombudsman is there to help you or answer any questions that you're not sure. The other thing that we wanted to point out is that all of our college students are able to get a free Microsoft Office suite. So This tool is very important, obviously, for you to do your homework, do your presentations. So if you don't already have the Microsoft Office in your computers, you may download this for free. There's an detailed information on how to get this on our student portal. And we would also like to let you know that you have Student Representative Council called the SRC. So this council are made up of our current students from all different courses, and they represent you. So they would put all of the information of what you are happy with, what ideas that you might have, or some feedbacks you might have. They'll collect this information and provide it to us. The SRC member information is also on the student portal so that you can contact them directly. And we would also send out an information by email when we're ready to select new members. So please do look out for those emails. And now I'm going to pass it back on to Dom, so you'll get to meet some of the academic coordinators. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. I feel much more relaxed now that there's not 5 of me speaking at me at the same time. Crazy things can happen during COVID. So the student and academic services team are the people you'll see day to day, and a few people are asking about ID cards. Could you just quickly jump up? Jodie will just give you a quick answer on that because so many people are asking.
Just quickly, there is a post on the student portal on how to actually organise your student ID card. So if you go into the student portal and then read through that front page, you'll be able to find the post on there.
Thanks, Jodie. And you can just upload a photo of yourself, but make sure it is of yourself. Because I was thinking you could upload, I would upload something else. But yes, you'll need it of yourself when you use it outside of the uni, that sort of thing. And then, so that's the student and academic services for everything you need to know about coming to college and that sort of thing. A lot of people are asking about parking as well, but Tina has sent you a link to the parking. It is $500 a year or something, but that's if you're here every single day. That's what we pay because we're here every day. But I see a lot of the students just use the little parking machine just when they're here. So whatever, to start with, I would just use the machine after March 14th. So there's some quite good questions coming in the chat that we can get to. Yep, Nikki's onto that at the moment. So the things that aren't student and academic services, everything you need, the totally academic thing. So your course, the course that you're doing, you'll see your academic coordinator. So this is for studying things. So I'm always around and there's my contact details there. And then the next person is Dragan Kale. He looks after Diploma of IT, Information Technology, and Diploma of Engineering.
Is he up?
Oh, hello, Dragan, wave. Yep, did you wave?
Yeah, he is.
So if you have any IT or engineering questions, you could chat directly to him now. So Dragan will be able to answer those questions if you're Dragan students. The next coordinator is Tina. Tina's online and has been answering questions already. Is there a wave from Tina?
I don't think she's got her camera
on.
Unless she wants to say.
Yeah, she's doing it now. So if you have any Diploma of Business questions or Diploma of Media, so Tina can answer those now. I think a few of you saw Tina yesterday in the enrolment session. The next person is actually here in real life. So Sarah Bradbury.
Hi everyone. Yeah, just anyone with a Diploma of Health, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. That's the best way to get in touch with me.
But also Sarah's been answering a lot of the questions today too. So most of you tuning in today are doing Diploma of Health. So Sarah's quite busy. If you can't get Sarah straight away, Student and Academic Services, Jody and Yen and Melissa and the names you saw before can help you if you can't get onto Sarah straight away, or me. Next person is Miranda, who's also online.
Did say Miranda, there she is.
Her name's, oh, here she comes.
Yep. Oh,
Miranda looks after foundation studies. So that is the preparatory program into either our diplomas or the first year of university. So if you are a foundation studies student right now, you can chat to Miranda. And I know Miranda met a lot of students yesterday as well. David's here. I saw him before. There he is. Hello, David. David looks after Diploma of Bioscience and Diploma of Psychology. So if you're one of those students, you can chat to David now. And our next person, are you going to pop up?
Yes.
Is Jason, who I will introduce, but you're going to talk to this a little?
Absolutely. We've got some slides.
Okay. So do you want to leave that there or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So this is Jason, who is our learning support person. Now, remember, a lot of you doing health will need a very high, we keep saying WAM, so just get used to that. That's your average mark. So if you're someone that needs a little help with studying, that's Jason's team. But if you're someone that needs to get from 85 to 95, again, that's Jason's team. So it's for all levels of support. So over to you.
Great. Thanks. Hi, everyone. So we do have some slides coming up in a moment, but while that's coming up, I will introduce myself a bit more. And we also have Noni as well. So yeah, I'm Jason. I'm the student learning advisor. We also have Noni. She's also another student learning advisor. I sort of specialize in learning how to learn, writing skills. What else do I specialize in? If you're sort of students who are neurodiverse as well, I can help you with that. And also students who require learning access plans, which is called a LAP. Right? I'll just introduce you to Noni, can give a few words of what she does as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Noni. I'm a bit of a science guru, so all things science, health sciences, biosciences, statistics, psychology. I'll be your point of call and happy to support and go with this learning journey with you.
Thanks. Right, and we've got some really great things happening within bioscience, in bioscience and psychology as well. We're going to be building a lot of great resources for you students this trimester. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so first of all, we'll talk about our learning support services. We'll talk about academic integrity and then learning and how to do it. All right. Okay. So as I said before, we can help you with writing skills. I can be your study coach. So if I have to meet with you every week to help you with motivation, writing skills, Noni, as I said before, with science, assignment help. So often students, they just don't know where to start with an assignment or what keywords that they need to use to put in their assignment. So I can help you with that. And I can also help you with research skills. So this means using Google Scholar. All right, so if you want to make an appointment, all you need to do is you go to the student portal and then you click on My Resource Support. And then if you scroll down, you'll see Student Learning Advisor, Jason. We'll also be adding Noni on there too this week. And then you just click on the links, you put in your name, your address, your email address, the reason why you want to come and see me, and then you get an email. That date gets booked out on my calendar, and then I'll send you a Zoom link. Okay. Now we also have peer-assisted learning advisors, and these are called PAL mentors. So these are students who have studied at the college before, and now they're at the university, and some have actually graduated as well, which is great news. So they're there to sort of get a different perspective on studying. They can give you some study tips. They can tell you what it's like at university as well. They can discuss cultural differences, discuss like how they manage their time as well, and also give advice on how they begin an assignment as well. So it's good to get their perspective too. Also, they can talk about their experience of the subjects that they study too, and give you tips on Google Scholar as well. So we have 3 at the moment. We have Debbie, and we have Prasanth, and we also have Holly. So Holly and Debbie, they are health science specialists. So Debbie is doing nursing. She's actually a nurse now. And at the university, she's going to be finishing this year. She's also been working as a nurse, so she'll have some really great stories to share with you too. And then there's Holly, who's health science, and Prasanth, who's done foundation, and also just general skills too. To make an appointment with them, once again, you just go to the student portal and then go to support, and then you scroll down where it says book an appointment with a PAL mentor, and then just follow the instructions, and then they'll send you a Zoom link as well. Okay, they will also be on campus too. It's free. And yes, and all these services are absolutely free, so please use them. All right. Also, to get you ready for university and college, tomorrow and Friday we're going to have some workshops.
Thursday and Friday.
So Thursday and Friday, sorry. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at setting up Microsoft Word. So there are instructions on how to do it, but if you're not sure, then you can always drop in by clicking on the Zoom link on those days. But make sure you have a really fast internet, right? Some students have a really slow internet. It's going to take a long time. You need to make sure you're in an area or your house has a really good internet speed. We'll look at how to start an assignment as well, and research skills and how to do a paragraph. Okay, next we're going to look at academic integrity. Now, all students have to complete an academic integrity module, which will be on your Moodle page. All right, it's also, you might see there's AIM as well. So we're going to briefly look at that, but there is a module that you'll need to complete. We are in the process of redoing that one, but that won't be ready till next trimester. All right, so why is academic integrity important? Well, it's so all students have a fair go and have an opportunity to get credit for the work that they've done. And it's about you showing the teacher the work that you can do as well. It's also because we want to make sure students all get a fair, or don't get an unfair or an unfair advantage against each other from each other as well. And also, it tells like other universities and workplaces that the qualification that you're going to get is respected in the academic community as well. So that's really important too. And finally, you'll be prepared for study at the university. So let's look at this some more. So when you're writing your essay, your thoughts and ideas about that topic are really important. And the information that you get from like journal articles and graphs, they're there to support your idea. Okay, next slide, please. So the next slides will show you some examples of academic misconduct. Next slide, please. All right, so we have plagiarism. So plagiarism is when you use another person's ideas, but you don't acknowledge or tell us where it came from in the assessment. Okay. Now you can use other people's ideas, but you need to tell us where it came from, and that's called referencing. You'll learn about that in your course, and we can assist you with that too. The next one is collusion. Now this is when students work together and they create an essay, for example, and then they submit it separately as if they've done it by themselves, but really they've done it together. We do have assignments that we do together, but that's called collaboration, all right? Next one is contract cheating. So this is when you pay someone or ask someone to do your essay. It could be your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mum or dad, and then you submit it as your own, okay? We want you to do your own work because that way you're going to learn about that topic and you can apply those skills in the workplace. Next one is fabrication. So this is when you make things up that aren't true, and also perhaps using an old essay and putting that in your own words as well. We can't do that either. And finally, we have cheating. Cheating is when you are bringing notes that you shouldn't bring in. You may be using like a smartwatch in an exam, or even some students have been used glasses as well. Okay, that's a form of cheating. Excellent. All right, so how can we avoid this? Let's look at this. How can we get ourselves out of trouble? Well, first things we can do is when we do our essays, we can paraphrase. So this is writing someone else's idea in our own words and saying where it came from. Or we can quote, all right? And quote is when we actually copy exactly what they said, but just like a sentence or two, and then we say where it came from. So it's always important to say where it came from. But if you're not sure, come and see us. We're here to help you. And just to repeat that all students are required to repeat to complete the academic module on Moodle. It should only take a few hours, okay? You can do it on a weekend. The academic integrity is going to appear in, there'll be a tile and it will look like the one you can see on your screen. All right, now over to Noni, who's going to talk about learning and give you some tips. Thanks, Noni.
Okay, so we're all from different backgrounds and we all are different people, and that also means we all learn in different ways. The fact that the way we deliver the material will also be different. So sometimes it's going to be online where you're given a set of videos, and in these videos, the lecturer will be telling you, talking you through the content, and maybe even include some questions in there. There might also be some live lectures through the online portal. And this will be in addition to some independent reading, okay? Once you come into class, this is when you're going to be applying what you've learned in either the lectures or in the online lecture snippets. So when we learn at university, it's that next level of learning. We're not just remembering our ABCs, we are actually going to be telling you how the alphabet was created, and then you yourself need to be able to then apply it. So it's not as simple as memorizing. You need to learn and create and apply that knowledge. So that application of knowledge will be done in class in a workshop or a practical. And these can be done also through Zoom. If it's a practical, they will be lab-based, so you'll be in the laboratories doing those things. Once you've learned it, obviously, you're going to have to be tested on it. We're at university, you want an outcome of a diploma. How do you get that diploma? It's by doing your assessments. If you do your assessments, you've got a higher chance of passing than if you don't do these assessments. So you need to do either a weekly quiz, be on top of all those assessments, and that's all about being organised. So some tips of being organised is to actually do your independent reading or learning activities. And I find a good way to do it is actually, if we've gone from high school, we don't have someone saying, oh, now you go into PE and then you go into science. You're going to do that yourself. We go, all right, I've got a space. If I've got work, maybe in the afternoon, I've got 4 hours in the morning where I'm going to do my reading activities. I'm going to do my lectures. I'm going to make sure I'm prepared to go to that practical class. All right, you need to stay ahead of the game. Otherwise, you're going to be floundering when it comes to those really crunch periods. So how do you do this? You use your calendar. Some of us might be old school and still have a journal or write it down in a diary. But I like a bit of a reminder. If I don't have it in my calendar on my Outlook or on my Google calendar, I can forget about it. So use this to your advantage. In addition to classes and those sorts of things, you need to make sure you put your assessments in, your assignments. And not just the due date, but maybe 2 weeks before, saying this is when I'm starting it, and 3 days before, this is when I'm finishing it to submit it, okay? So I know we all like to procrastinate, and the wonderful world of online unfortunately enables a lot of that procrastination. But if you give yourself deadlines and assignment, you'll be ahead of the game in submitting your assessments. Now, I know how I learn with my peers. I learn talking and giving demonstrations and discussing things with my friends. So how do we make friends? We need to engage, and I'm seeing so much chat at the moment in the Zoom, and I think that's a really, really amazing, positive thing that you guys are already out there. You're investigating who's around you, who's going to be in your classes. This is awesome, because just like when you go to the gym, if you've got a gym buddy and they go to the gym with you, you're more likely to actually go to the gym than you would without your gym friend. It's the same for class. If you've got a friend in class, you sort of like, oh yeah, I'll be able to catch up with them after with a coffee or something like that. And that forms that collaboration, that peer assisted learning is so important to get you through these degrees. In addition to that, hey, you've got me, you've got Jason, you've got your pal mentors. We are here to be used. You come and use us. Not only that, your teachers and your academics will be there to facilitate any questions or any learning difficulties, okay? So come, and if you don't ask, we don't know. Okay, we were talking about procrastination before. Binge learning is that extreme where you just leave it to the last minute. We work and we all have busy lives, but if you leave it to the last minute, you're not going to retain that information. A good way of doing that is using the Pomodoro technique, where you have 20 minutes of study and then you might have a 10-minute break period. So giving yourself a bit of a stretch, maybe do 10 star jumps on the spot, and then walk around the house, grab your coffee, and then go back, sit down. That's a really good way to break up those study periods. Now, allow yourself to warm up to study. I know I have to check my emails before I start on my work. Otherwise, I never actually get to my work. So I go through my emails, and that's my warm up to get to work. So do some sort of warm up exercise, whether it's checking your emails, checking in with your friend from class, making sure you have some way to get in the mood. A computer. We are in an age of technology. A computer nowadays is really important, and not only that, is a good internet connection. Now, those of you who are lucky enough to have those good internet connections, awesome. If you don't, you need to find a good one, okay? You might have tests, you might have exams, you'll have online lectures. It is going to be fundamental that you have a really good online connection. Now, in saying that, we all have lives, we all are people. Sometimes life may get the better of us. You do need to put yourself before your study. If you are sick, if you're getting anxiety, you need to go see a doctor. You need to make sure you look after yourself. If you're not healthy, you're not going to learn, you're not going to be able to achieve the marks that you want to be achieving with your study. In addition to that, sleep. All right, get off that phone at 10 o'clock at night. If you're in bed and you're on your phone and 2 hours go past and it's already 12, that's not going to be assisting good quality sleep. So make sure you get plenty of sleep. Okay, that's all from us.
All right, that's all. Thanks, Tony. And just a reminder, on Thursday and Friday with those workshops, the link is on the student portal and the times as well. Okay, so you can get it from there too. Right, thank you. Over to John.
Hello, we've got some people from the university coming at 11 to talk to you a little bit more about that process. A few of you were saying that you're not enrolled yet. We're halfway through enrolments. So we did business, media and foundation yesterday, and today we will do IT, engineering and health. So there's a whole lot of enrolling this afternoon. And then after that, there's information sessions this afternoon for health, IT and engineering. After that, you can still log on and have a look at your enrolment. Now, timetables are hard to organise. So if you've got your class, I'd be quite careful about changing your timetable, because you might get thrown out and then not be able to get back in. So it's something to maybe wait until next week. So if you've got your timetable now and then you've got your job and you change all of your, you know how they change your shifts on your job and then you have to change your timetable, just wait until next week, because sometimes we have to change the timetable. It should be okay, but there is a little, just a 10% chance, maybe higher, that we have to change things because sometimes academic stuff get moved around or a class will get too big and we'll have to open another class. So even if it's not perfect today or this week, just hang on till next week and just see how all the numbers fall. Now, that's the same at any university. So a lot of the universities, you put in a proposed timetable and you don't know the final till right at the end. So at least you know you have a confirmed timetable for now, and just be wary. Having said that, if you are enrolling with a friend already, perhaps get your laptops together and enroll at the exact same time so you can choose the same classes. It is a higher study load than your friends going straight into university. So I know that so if you're doing, say, commerce at Melbourne, they only go to school about 10 hours a week. That face-to-face, only about 10 hours. We usually have 16 hours or more a week face-to-face. It's to get that extra help. It's to really work with your lecturer rather than have to do everything at home alone. So, yes, it is a little bit of extra time, but it's totally worth it. The orientation tomorrow is, if you can come onto campus, there's a lovely lunch. What time?
So I'll come up.
Jodie will tell you about the
I'll come up.
orientation.
So tomorrow morning I think it starts at 10, the university will be having the Welcome Festival, which everyone's allowed to come to, which will be held at the Sports Centre. And then if everyone can make their way back before 12 to be here in the Sylvia Walton building on level 2 at 12, then we'll be providing lunch for everyone who's available. I mean, we're not going to expect people to come from overseas.
And it'll just be a lovely way to meet people face to face. And the Welcome Festival, it's at Sports Centre.
Yeah.
So Sports Centre is brand new. So Google it. It's the La Trobe University Sports Centre. It's so beautiful. I think Joe has a photo of it as well. So, but that's where you'll see all the clubs. So there's, if you want to join soccer club, netball,
I think,
all of those things. So again, if you've got work or something else, that's fine. But if you've got the time, I mean, it's beautiful weather. Head over and have a look, and then I'm pretty sure it's a lovely pasta lunch tomorrow. Just to
there's a few different.
Oh, is there?
There is, yes.
And then we're running this again on Thursday.
So no, well,
okay,
yeah. You don't have to come again on Thursday.
Okay. You don't have to come again, but if you came in late, it'll be here again. And there's late enrolments Friday as well. All right, so now I'll hand over to Rose from the university. Yes. I'll just take this. Oh, you want to see it, won't you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry.
So that's the camera.
Oh, hi everyone.
It's coming.
Yeah. Happy orientation. Welcome to La Trobe. My name's Rose. I'm from the Health and Wellbeing and Inclusion Division at La Trobe. We have some services available for you to help with your health and wellbeing at while you study. Go to the next slide. So my role is very much about promoting what services we have so that you're able to access them. So the two that we're going to talk about today that you have access to are the counselling service, which is free and confidential short-term counselling, including LGBTIQA+, men's wellbeing and Indigenous specialist counsellors. And our second service is our Wellbeing Connect and check-in during COVID. And that's more complex case health and wellbeing management and COVID wellbeing support. So we've got some videos that were pre-made for you. I thought it better for you to see some faces from the actual services because I'm just promoting the services that we have. So I think we're going to play them in a minute.
So counselling first?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I'll be here at the end as well to answer any questions that you have.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a share sound function.
Oh yeah, I know this one as well. You just go stop share and then go share again. Yeah.
Okay. I'm one of the counsellors at the Bundoora campus and I work at the Student Counselling Service. I'm here today to talk about the counselling service and just to get a bit of an understanding of what we offer. So what is mental health? Mental health is a terminology that we often talk about, but a lot of us have different understandings of what it actually means. So mental health actually sits on a continuum, and any of us can fall on this continuum at different times in our lives. So on one end of the spectrum, we have mental wellness or being mentally healthy. And this is when we're able to engage in work and study, be connected with other people, be active in our community, and be able to bounce back when life becomes challenging. On the other end of the spectrum is what we think about when we often think about mental health, which is mental illness. So a mental illness can be temporary, it can be situational, it can be more long-term, and it can sometimes be biological as well. These conditions can significantly impact how a person thinks, how they feel, how they behave, and how they interact with other people. It's often believed that over half of the population will experience symptoms of a mental illness at some point in their lives. So when we look at the mental health of university students, there was a really large study done in 2020 in the UK that was done across 140 universities and found that 1 in 4 students reported a mental health diagnosis. The most common mental health diagnoses across university students was depressive disorders and anxiety disorders. That was 12% for depressive disorders and 11.2% for anxiety disorders. What also was quite common amongst university students was substance use, with 2% of students saying that they always used drugs or alcohol to cope with their problems, and 8% of students were always using drugs or alcohol to get to sleep. So more than 2/5 of students experienced serious personal, emotional, behavioural or mental health problems for which they needed professional support from. This is an increase of just over 8% in only 1 year. So this study is done each year, and that's been an increase of 8% from the 2019 report. So more than 3/4 of students reported concealing their symptoms from those around them from fear of stigmatisation. Again, this is a 3% increase from the 2019 report. And over half of students reported having thoughts of suicide and self-harm. So it's incredibly common and incredibly prevalent. So what makes university students at higher risk of experiencing mental health issues than the general public? Origin Youth Health here in Australia released a report in 2017, which was called Under the Radar. And they looked at specific factors which can negatively impact on a young person's mental health. Academic pressures are obviously the biggest one, and they are really evident in disciplines, that have higher entry grades and expectations. So what we see is these tend to be law students, medical students, students that are that part of their studies is completing placements. In particular, for independent living students and students from low socioeconomic backgrounds, we see financial pressures as well, and that also can contribute to poor mental health. International and regional students are also at high risk, and this is due to disconnection from their family, from their religion, from their culture. As mentioned in the previous slide, a number of students are using or misusing substances, and this can contribute to poor mental health as well. There's a bit of a stereotype here. Poor diet is one of those as well, and lack of sleep. But you've got the stereotype of the cramming student that's not sleeping, buzzing on caffeine. This as well, it's a bit of a revolving door, contributes to poor mental health as well. And over to the left of the slide, we have some of the students, some of the groups of students that are at high risk of experiencing mental health issues as well. So common issues for university students. Again, the study that was done on uni students, a lot of the things from this slide I've taken from here. In addition to anxiety disorders and depressive disorders, 38% of students reported experiencing episodes of panic. So panic attacks were quite common as well. And there were also increasing themes of loneliness and self-harm, and substance use was also in there as well. The study also found that there were significantly higher levels of loneliness for second and third year students as well. Now, this information here that was done in the UK actually complements the research here in Australia. So there was a study done by Monash and Harvard researchers in 2020, which surveyed 1,100 students across the US and Australia 3 times over the course of the year, and also found rising rates of substance use and suicidality compared to previous years. Australian students displayed similar presentations to those in the UK, with 30% reporting an anxiety or a depressive disorder. 26% of students reported experiencing trauma or stress-related disorders, and 13% of Australian students reported reported increased substance use to cope with their stress or emotions. So what does the counselling service do at La Trobe? So we work with students that sit along that spectrum. So we work with students who are experiencing mild stress and procrastination, difficulty with motivation, right up to individuals who have a mental health diagnosis of generalized anxiety disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, borderline personality disorder, and ADHD. So what we do is we help students to develop coping skills to effectively manage their symptoms through lifestyle changes, cognitive and behavioural techniques as well, acceptance and mindfulness-based approaches to essentially help students live a rich and meaningful life and engage in their studies as much as they'd like to. What we can also do is we assist students in getting learning access plans to support their academics, as well as helping them with special consideration. So students are allocated a certain number of sessions per calendar year, and students don't need to use all of these sessions. The counselling service, it's completely confidential. So supervisors, clinical educators, tutors, lecturers, nobody is informed that you are attending the counselling service. So nobody inside the uni, nobody outside of the university needs to be made aware that you're accessing counselling. We don't share any information with anybody. Unless, of course, there is one condition to that, unless a student is at immediate risk of harm to themselves or to others, or we've been subpoenaed in court. So in addition to individual counselling, we also offer specialist programs as well. So that includes the queer programs, that's Queer Chat. And we also have other groups that are tailored to students' needs, such as procrastination workshops and anxiety workshops as well. What we also do is we also offer secondary consultations with staff, as well as mental health basic sessions for both students and staff. We can also assist students with referrals to external agencies, so places outside of the university where it's appropriate. Please bear in mind as well that during COVID-19 related restrictions, that all of the counselling services will be offered via telephone or via video only. So in the event that you're open to counselling, but you don't want to see a university counsellor, or you have utilised all of the sessions available to you at the university, or there is an active waitlist, and you're not in a position to be able to wait for counselling either, these are some external options that you can access. So in person, the first point of call is your GP. And what a GP can provide you with is a mental health treatment plan. And what that does is it provides individuals with up to 20 sessions, 20 subsidised sessions with a psychologist or social worker per calendar year. All of the universities have psychology clinics, and these are staffed by provisionally registered psychologists. So these are psychologists, or these are provisional psychologists that are completing their masters or their doctorates in psychology, and they are supervised by fully registered psychologists. These services are quite cheap, and students can access this for a fee. It depends on the university, but it can be anywhere from $15 to $15 to $30 per session. Headspace as well also offers free counselling services to individuals aged between 12 and 25 years. This also does require a referral from your GP. Another option as well is to contact your local community health centre to see if they have any low-cost counselling options as well. In an online platform, eHeadspace provides free web chat and telephone support for young people aged 12 to 25, and this can be accessed each day from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Mental Health Online offers a range of free self-help programs for depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD, social anxiety, and panic disorder. And they also offer low-cost therapist-assisted programs. So you can go through the program on yourself, by yourself, unassisted, or you can pay for the support of an online therapist to guide you through the program and to be there for emotional support whilst you're going through it. MindSpot also offers free telephone and online services, plus therapist-guided treatment courses, just like Mental Health Online. And Reach Out also has some free mobile apps that deliver evidence-based therapies that assist young people to self-manage their stress and their anxiety. So if you're interested in contacting the counselling service, there's a number of ways that you can get in touch with us. This can be through the Health and Wellbeing Resource Centre. You can submit an inquiry through the LTU website. You can also email us, or you can also give us a call directly. If you do it online, you'll be able to submit an online booking request, and the inquiry form will ask you to enter some personal details so that we can register you with our service. This information is also kept confidential. Once you have registered or inquired with the counselling service, you will be screened. So what this is a 10 to 15 minute phone call. So one of our duty workers will give you a call and conduct a bit of a brief assessment. If there are no COVID-19 restrictions in place, triage or screening can also be completed in person if you would like. During busy periods, as I mentioned, there can be a wait list. So we do recommend that for students, if you do fall into that higher risk category, as I mentioned earlier on, or if you've previously struggled with mental health issues, connecting with the counselling service is a good idea as a preventative measure. So at the point of triage, we will ask you directly about risk and safety. This is essentially to ensure that students that are at immediate risk, whether that be physical risk or whether that be academic risk, it means that we're able to see those students sooner rather than later. So if you are experiencing any risk, please don't keep this a secret, as it will put us in a better position to assist you quickly. When it comes to supporting documentation, as per our website, the counselling service can only provide supporting documentation if you are a current student of the counselling service and have accessed the counselling service in the last 6 months. So an appointment is required for a counsellor to produce any supporting documentation, as we need to be able to understand your current situation and comment on the impacts that this is having on your mental health. Finally, there is the LTU crisis line, which is available to you. And this information is here on the counselling website as well. You can call or you can send them through text messages. So this operates outside of business hours. So anytime that are outside Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m, you are able to contact the crisis line. I do want to mention as well that on the counselling website, on the La Trobe website, we also do have emergency numbers for psychiatric triage. We also have other crisis lines, family violence lines, sexual assault, as well as queer support lines as well. So if you are wanting any further information, please feel free to go onto the counselling website. Thanks very much and all the best with your studies.
Well, hello, it's Hilary here, Hilary Conn, and I'm talking to you from Wellbeing Connect, and we run a wellbeing service for students at La Trobe. We're part of the larger health, wellbeing and inclusion service, and we work very closely with the other parts of the university who are providing support to students. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about who we are, how we work and what we do, and also let you know how you can make a connection with us if you feel as though it might be useful for you to do so. So all of the staff who work in the Wellbeing Connect and check-in service are trained health professionals, and we work together to provide this service. I myself am an occupational therapist, and the other staff could be from mental health background in nursing, could be social workers, maybe occupational therapists, but all of us have an interest in students and tertiary education and see it as being really important that we provide the support that you need in order to successfully manage your life at the university and also outside of the university. So the service itself is a student support service that recognises that sometimes life can get complicated and that you may need support to navigate your way through it. Sometimes that can be something simple. It might just be that you're having difficulty with a little bit of accommodation. You may be finding some difficulties with communicating with academics. It may be something to do with your personal life. There may be something that's happened in your relationships with the family or friends outside of the university, and that's something that you need a bit of support with in order to manage that and stay connected with your studies. So it is part of the student wellbeing and inclusion services, and it may be that those services that you're using are just the Wellbeing Connect, or you may be connected with accessibility, counselling and Wellbeing Connect. So how do we work? Our work is very much focused on you as a student. It's very much about what requirements you have and what you need. And as I said, it can be related to either your university life or it can be related to your personal life. We really want to understand your personal, unique circumstances because that's where you may need support. We understand the systems and we understand what services are available that we can connect you with, both inside the university and outside the university. But unless we really understand from you exactly what your circumstances are, we can't really be responsive to your needs. So we're going to talk with you, if you do come and see us, about some of the very practical, strength-based skills that you have and knowledge that you have that we can then assist you to keep on track towards your own personal goals. So you've managed to make it into the university and you're doing your course. Maybe there's something that's holding you up or acting as a barrier, and you might need a bit of support to find your way around that or through that and find a solution. We're not a counselling service as such, and so we don't provide that sort of in-depth support that you may need, but certainly the relationship that you have with your Wellbeing Connect worker is important. And because of that, we respect your confidentiality and we respect your privacy. And we share that information across the student services team if we're working with other team members. But we understand that you don't necessarily want to have that information shared with academics and people outside the service. So without your personal consent to do that, we don't. That information is yours. And so although we do liaise with academics, accommodation, advocacy, and other services across the university, we're very much respectful of the fact that our role is to support you in achieving your goals and making sure that your privacy is respected in doing that. So what do we actually do? So as a service, we find out what it is that you need, what your goals are, and we talk with you about the intricacies of that. And it can be very complicated. As we know, we're all individuals living in an environment which places pressure on us in various ways. So we want to know what your goals are. It may be that the situation that you're in is complex and lasts over the entire 4 years of your undergraduate, maybe through an honours year, perhaps you're doing a PhD or some sort of research, and you've got a situation which really means that you're impacted across that whole span of time. And you may have contact with the service, if that was the case, episodically during that period when you needed support. And we'll collaborate with you around providing that support. Sometimes the issues are much more short-term, and you might just want to do a check-in and say, hey, I've got this little issue that's risen, I've got some fines, don't know quite how to deal with it. Can you give me some support? So it can be a one-off short-term issue. Maybe it's something to do with COVID and the situation that's been happening over the last 2 years with the pandemic that's impacted you, your relationships, your family, and you need some support about that. Or it may be something that is going to impact you for a couple of months and you may never speak to us again. So we adapt the support that we provide to you in relation to your goals, the nature of the difficulties you've got, and how complex the issues are. So what we're going to do in that situation is provide support to you and explore what's available in terms of support services and resources, both at the university and outside. We are all trained mental health workers, and so we also do provide some support in terms of how to manage and strategise and cope with those sorts of issues as you're working your way through them. We're not intended to be a therapeutic counselling service, and so we don't replace the existing mental health supports you may have externally or internally within the university. But we may very well need to work with those people in order to provide you with the most appropriate support. So should you decide you want to make contact with us, you can do that through the Health and Wellbeing Centre. They will be able to speak with you individually and support you in making a connection with Wellbeing Connect if that's required. You can also contact us through the email address, wellbeingsupport@latrobe, and that is on this slide. You can also contact us through the website, and there is a referral form that you can complete in order to make a connection with wellbeing check-ins, counselling, Wellbeing Connect through that webpage. If you felt that you wanted to make a phone call rather than come in person initially, you can also phone through to the Health and Wellbeing Centre and speak with them. So just so that you're aware, we are here. We're available to support you. There is no pressure. If you contact us for a one-off session, that's absolutely fine. If you wanted to have longer term support, or if we feel that that's appropriate, we'll talk with you about that. So please make contact with us if you think it's appropriate and you'd like to. We're happy to offer the service to you. Thanks very much.
Cool. So I think if you take anything away from today and our services that we have available is just remember that there is a health and wellbeing centre on campus at Bundoora, or you can phone through or go through our website and find the details there. But we have a health and wellbeing centre. If you're confused or need help with your study or health and wellbeing in any way, drop in and see us or give us a call. We're happy to help. But did anyone have any questions at all? No. Thanks very much for your time, everyone. Enjoy college life.
Thank you, Rose. That was fabulous. And I've never seen that much chat activity at any orientation we've ever had. So it looks like we're in for a fun year. I'm just quickly jumping in before Joe. A lot of people are asking about where is my timetable. So Jodie's just going to show you the student portal. So wherever you're logged onto at the moment, go into, do you want to go step by step?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just go onto our La Trobe College Australia website. So LTCA, which looks like that. And then student portal, can it see there on the end? So if you can check this all the time, and you can check it on your phone, this is where Jason will often put up workshops. So they'll check what's going on there, and student and academic services will always put activities coming up, that sort of thing. What's there at the moment? Oh, your coordinators, that sort of thing.
Workshop. It's up top.
Oh, show the workshop, yeah. So, and there'll be like where to find recordings and that sort of thing. So the first thing people were asking about was their timetable. So
Okay.
Jodie will show you where to look. So no.
Oh, sorry. I can't get to that screen.
See, I put her under pressure.
It's the first time.
I know, but I can't see it.
She can't sit on her screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything's here. My resources. So remember when Jason and Noni were talking to you, they were under, just show me support again. So their stuff was under support. That's where you book your tutor session. But your resources, so mine means your timetable's there. Now, we start February 28. So if you switch to maybe week year, so Jodie's enrolled in every single subject. So yours won't look like that, trust me. Yours, if it looks like that, it means you're enrolled in every course at college at once. But that's where you find it. So my resources and timetable. If you go back to the main screen.
Easily said than done.
My email is the other thing. We only talk to you via email. Oh, I mean, we talk to you more than that, but the most important thing's the email. It'll seem like you're getting 100 a day, but that's only because you get about 100 a day. It's really important. So that'll be things about your fees. It'll be things about you're failing the course. Your teachers will contact you through your student email. So if you're not checking your student email, you might miss out on something really important. Like, what if the class was cancelled and you turned up? So, I mean, that rarely happens. So we don't have snow days or things like that. But your email, please check it. Get your email on your phone, basically. And if you're someone that would prefer their home email, they can forward it to their home email. Yeah. But it's just better to stay in that student email, because when it comes to us, your student number comes up. So we know straight away what's happening in what class. So that's the other one. And what was the third thing?
Moodle.
Oh, you want to go to Moodle. So your friends at uni might say LMS, which is Learning Management System, and this is our learning management system, but because we use Moodle as the platform, we tend to say Moodle. So your teachers and everyone will just refer to it as Moodle, but if your friends are saying LMS, that's what they mean. All your subjects will be there from tomorrow. Thank you.
And maybe to show where the Zoom classes are.
Oh, thank you. So I think even if you is it shown today?
No, tomorrow.
Oh, it is tomorrow, is it? Okay.
Information?
Live session.
Live sessions.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where your Zoom links will be, in the live sessions. Now, I would think that next week, bear with us. So if it doesn't happen straight away, email your teacher or email info. It should be okay, but don't think that just because it's not happening, because this morning it took us 10 minutes to log in. So just bear with us if it is a little slow. Was there any other main things we needed to look at? Okay, we'll ask Joe to come in, who has had a long association with our college. And, do you want me to leave that there? So
it's okay. Am I in the right spot?
yes, that's it.
Excellent. And get rid of that.
And Jodie's just getting your PowerPoint.
All right.
Didn't share screen.
So good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jo Shaw. I'm the Deputy Director of Student Advising at La Trobe University, and it's my very great pleasure to welcome you warmly to your studies at La Trobe College, Australia. We are really thrilled that you've chosen to study with us, and I look forward to meeting you on campus at some point in the near future. Before we begin, I'd like to offer an acknowledgement of country. So I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are meeting today on the lands of many different Indigenous traditional owners across Victoria. Here for me in Bundoora, I'm speaking to you from the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and any Indigenous participants who've joined us online today. So the purpose of my meeting you today is I'm here representing the wider university. So you've chosen to begin your studies with La Trobe College, and I look forward to your successful completion with your studies at La Trobe College and then bringing you over to your main degree at La Trobe University. So I head up the area of the university that looks after all of the student teams that answer queries for students. So the Ask La Trobe area and the student advising area. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what you can expect from being on campus at La Trobe, joined at the hip with La Trobe University, and all the fabulous things that you can take part in and where you can get support and advice. I know you've already had a little bit of that today already. But firstly, I wanted to address a really curious question that we get all the time about why are we called La Trobe? Are we French? Are we a French university? So we're actually named after Charles La Trobe, who was the first superintendent of the area of Melbourne, of Victoria, and he was a man who was driven by his very strong passion to change the lives of the community, the very young community in Victoria, and he had a particular passion for education, and he really strove to improve the quality of life for people living in this new colony by improving education for all. So we're very proud to take our name after Charles La Trobe. Next slide, please. So we have 7 campuses across the state of Victoria and 1 campus in Sydney. So we are very much a multi-campus university. We have approximately 30,000 students and around 7,000 to 9,000 international students at any one time. So our main campus here in Bundoora, if we go to the next slide, please, is actually the largest physical campus in the Southern Hemisphere. We are so big, we have our own bus service that goes around the campus, so you've got no excuse to be late if you're trying to get from one part to the next. We also have our own wildlife sanctuary, which is pretty amazing, and we're really proud that we are a provider of significant employment and education for Melbourne's north, but also we're the largest provider of education for regional Victoria. We're also really proud of our rankings. So I've listed a few there. These are taken from the Times Higher Education ranking, but I wanted to just highlight a couple for you. So we're particularly proud that La Trobe University sits in the top 250 globally, but also in the top 50 young universities globally, and we're in the top 1% of universities globally. So you've chosen a great university. Congratulations, and we look forward to being with you on your student journey. So I'm just going to talk briefly about student life. So the sorts of things that you can get access to as a student of La Trobe. So we can just click, I don't know why that's, you can just go through all of those. Thank you, Jodie. So as a student at La Trobe College, you have access to a lot of the different services and supports that the wider university student community has access to. So the main place to go for student inquiries is Ask La Trobe. Your main student inquiries are through the La Trobe College Australia student front-facing area in the Sylvia Walton building. But if you do find us in Ask La Trobe, we can also provide advice and support, referrals and wayfinding for you. You'll have access to the library, which is absolutely beautiful. It is a state-of-the-art library that has different operating hours according to different peak periods. So around exam time, our library is actually 24/7. So you can request to come in at night and study there if you need to. There's all sorts of amazing free workshops, study skills sessions, lots of really fabulous online resources as well. So make sure you have a look. There's the library URL website there. You can have a look and see what sorts of information is available for you. There's some fabulous clubs and societies that you can join. So like most university campuses, there's no shortage of things to do, clubs to join, whether you're into singing or sport, whether it's debating. We've even got a Dumbledore's Army, there's fundraising clubs, there's all sorts of amazing things that you can join, make friends. If you're an international student, practice your English, get connected into the community. When you're a La Trobe College student and you go to join a club or society, you just need to make sure you let them know that you're joining as an associate, and you can join that club or society. There are trips to the snow, there's a water skiing, surfing club, there's so many. So jump onto the website there and have a look and see if anything takes your fancy. If you're also looking for somewhere to live, we have some amazing accommodation on campus. So you're welcome to check out the offerings on the website there. Lots of advantages to living on campus. You can roll out of bed 5 minutes before your class. I hope that you don't do that. I hope you get up and do some study before class, but it is very close in. So if you'd like to live on campus, it's a really great student community. And we just finished last year a new build. So we have this new amazing 600-bed complex on campus. It's really beautiful. So have a look online and see if there's anything there that takes your fancy. We've also got an amazing, not one, but 2 sports centres. So if sport is your thing, or you just like to get fit, learn to swim, use the gym, rent a badminton court, squash court, table tennis table, the most amazing sports centre there. So pop along and have a look and talk to the sports centre team, and they can set you up with a casual membership or an ongoing membership as well. And then finally, I know you've met the lovely Rose this morning, but you'll have access to counselling and wellbeing sessions as a student of La Trobe College Australia. So those are the sorts of things that we can look forward to supporting you in. You can just press that, sorry about the transition there, both of those. So this is my final slide. I just wanted to point out that once you've completed your studies with La Trobe College, whether that's a foundation or diploma, you'll receive your unconditional offer to progress to the university. We'll have another information session for you at that time to help you with any questions you might have about the next stage of your studies, and we'll help you with activating your new university student account. We'll also help you with enrolling in your subjects, timetabling, and then providing you with another orientation, which is actually taking place this week for students who are commencing their bachelor or master's degrees. So you'll get to see me again at that point. So those were the main pieces of information I wanted to share with you today. Once again, a very warm welcome to La Trobe. We're so pleased that you've joined us. I wish you all the very best with your studies. I hope it goes well. And my last piece of advice is there's no such thing as a stupid question. Please don't hesitate at any time to put up your hand and ask for help. That's what we're here for. There's lots of staff, lots of officers, lots of areas to provide that support and advice to you. So you're not alone. So good luck, and I'll see you on the other side. Congratulations again. Thank you. I'm happy to take any questions if there's anything that's come through during that chat that you'd like me to address. Anything at all? I see a few things popping up.
That's all about transport.
All about transport. Excellent. You can go to Transport Central on the La Trobe website. If you search Transport Central, there's all sorts of information there about parking, the trams, the buses. We've got a shuttle bus from Reservoir Station to the Bundoora campus. So it's all on there. And parking on campus is free until the 14th of March. So get your car into the car park until then. After that, you can do casual parking. There's car parking ticket bays around the place. So excellent. Thank you. That's all you need from me.
And now it's Jodie.
Now it's Jodie.
Thank you
Here's
so much,
something
Jo.
I prepared earlier. Have fun, guys. See you around. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jo.
Thank you so much.
Okay, everyone. So I've just got a little bit of information about the emergency services. I might have to bring my laptop up here. Multitasking. Oops. So go. Okay. Thank you.
Get rid of this one.
So as any domestic student would know, our emergency services 000 gets you through to the police, ambulance and fire brigade. Once you've called the number, you need to let the operator know what you need, and they will put you through to the service. And then once you've been put through to the service, you explain what's actually happened. There is actually a slide, but I will actually go first to the second slide, and then I will open the video on that one. So again, Melbourne gets very hot and very dry. So we definitely have a fire danger rating. And you will often find that on the side of the road as you're driving through areas. So just be well aware. So give me just a second. And I will put on this presentation for you.
Assistance. Protective services. Hi, my name's Peter Williams. I work for Victoria Police. Today I'm here to provide you with some valuable information about how to be safe and how to contact police for emergency assistance. Protective service officers are armed uniform officers who have the power to apprehend, arrest and search and find people. PSOs have similar powers to police, but they're only allowed to use them in designated places, such as train stations and public transport hubs. So if you require assistance in any of these places, please look out for the protective service officers. If you need to contact police, you call 000 and ask the operator for police. If needed, you can ask for an interpreter. The 000 is the number for emergency services, including police, fire, and ambulance. Tell the 000 operator your name and phone number, where the police or emergency services are needed, and what has happened. Be patient and explain all of the details. Police may need to call you back to gather more information as they travel to the. You need to understand it doesn't cost any money for this community service. If you're a victim of crime, your student visa is not affected. Police help is available 24 hours a day. You find your local police station through Google or through www.police.vic.gov.au. If you need an interpreter, they can be provided. All Victoria Police carry identification badges. Most, but not all police wear uniforms. So if you're unsure, please ask to see identification. Victoria is a safe state, but it's your responsibility to take care and to reduce your chances of being a victim of crime. 80% of all crime is opportunistic, so don't leave your valuables, like your purse, laptops, phones, unattended at any time. A safety plan means that you have thought about your personal safety in your own circumstances, being aware of possible unsafe situations and how you may react. Safety is even ever if your safety is ever compromised. This can be empowering. What would I do in an emergency situation? Who would I call? By following these simple tips, you'll feel more confident about moving about in the community. Be assertive when you walk. Walk with confidence and be aware of your surroundings. Time your outing to coincide with busy pedestrian times and plan your route. Cross the road at traffic lights. Keep your valuables out of sight. As an added layer of security, you may consider investing in a personal alarm. When walking around at night, if possible, walk in groups and in well-lit populated areas. If making arrangements to collect or sell property, arrange to meet in well-lit places or well-populated areas where CCTV cameras are operating in an isolated area and preferably away from your home address. If you're using an ATM, be aware of your surroundings when withdrawing money. Don't count your money in public. Always cover the keypad when you enter in your PIN number and have a friend watch out for you when withdrawing money. To protect your valuables such as mobile phones, laptops, GPS, car keys, bank cards, make sure you keep your bags and items out of sight. Zip your bags, never leave your belongings unattended, and always be alert of who's around you. When purchasing new items, record the serial number. Keep a record of the serial number in a safe place. It's saved on a USB with a photo of the receipt or a photo of the item. That way it can easily be identified if it's lost or stolen. Take photos of your jewellery and anything of value that may be lost or stolen. Consider engraving your push bike or engraving tools, items of value. Put an identifying mark on them so that you're able to identify that product as your own. It makes it a lot easier for police to be able to return things to their rightful owner. When using public transport, have a current MyKey card. Once again, be aware of your surroundings. Always hold on to your bag and don't fall asleep. Be aware of safety cameras and emergency buttons. Change carriages if you feel unsafe while waiting for trains. Try to stand or sit near station cameras. Know the timetable so you don't have to wait too long at the station platform. If you're driving to a station, park your car in an area where it's safe, under cameras, under lights, where things are visible, and never leave items of value on display. It's prohibited to carry weapons such as knives in public, a lawful excuse. Self-defense is not considered a lawful excuse. Penalties, including fines and imprisonment, may apply. If you're going on a night out to a licensed premises, be aware that the licensee, or the manager, or his employees have a right to refuse your entry. If refused entry, just walk away. By law, staff must not supply alcohol to any person who is intoxicated. For all your motor vehicle requirements, look up the Vic Roads website. Any information you need regarding licensing, including overseas permits, is available on that website. If you have any questions in relation to permits, contact Vic Roads. It's important to be aware, if you are driving, let's pass at 40. That means if you see any emergency vehicle, police, fire, ambulance on the side of the road, you must slow down to 40 before passing. If you happen to be involved in a traffic accident, stop and help. Exchange your name, address and other details. Report to police on 000 if a person's injured. Report an accident to your insurance company. It's really important to understand you must be under 0.05 to drive a car unless you are a probation licensee, then you must be 0.00. That means no alcohol in your system whatsoever. Police have the power to seize your motor vehicle if you are caught committing certain offences. If you are driving a motor vehicle, you must carry your driver's permit. You must provide your name and address to police if you're pulled over while driving. Traffic cameras, speed cameras and red light cameras operate in Australia. If you're driving in a built-up area and do not know the speed limit, default to 50. You must wear a seatbelt whether you're the driver or a passenger, and do not use your mobile phone whilst driving. Most importantly, for police, fire or ambulance, please call 666.
Okay, everyone, just bear with me as we go back into there we go. So as I said about this, the fire safety, here's just a couple of minutes video on how to be fire safe.
Hi, my name is Danny and I'm a firefighter.
I need to, yeah, share sound. Maybe turn it up.
You have to mute the this one. Yeah.
Regardless of what type of accommodation you live in during your stay, it's Victorian law that all accommodation is fitted with smoke alarms. This is a smoke alarm. Now let's go inside and take a look to see how it works. Smoke alarms are attached to the ceiling just outside the bedroom, well away from the wall. And sometimes they may be in the bedroom as well. If the smoke alarm detects smoke from a fire, it makes this noise. If the smoke alarm sounds, get down low and out of the smoke. Evacuate via the safest exit. If it's safe, close the door to the room where the smoke or fire is coming from. Now you need to get out and alert others on your way out. Call 000, ask for fire, wait to be connected, and tell them your address. Smoke alarms give you early warning of a fire and time to escape. Make sure you test your smoke alarms in your home once a month. Use a broom handle to press the test button. Wait to hear and then release. If you don't have a smoke alarm or your smoke alarm doesn't work, contact your education provider representative.
Roll one again. There we go. Okay. Do you want me to do this one or did you want this? So these are just a couple of additional, a lot of these we've already talked over. So a lot of additional services and websites that are available to you. So we have the Lifeline Australia, which is only within Australia. We have the sexual assault line, medical attention. We've got home doctors, and we've got the medical centre that's actually on campus over near the Plenty Road turn into. Any unacceptable or concerning behaviour can either go through that number on there or through the university link there. We've got a couple of different other websites, your rights for any legal things, working and living in Melbourne and studying. Any policies, complaints and appeals procedures are done through this website at the second from the bottom, and any facilities. And I think that's actually been added to the chat a couple of times, the facilities link. And that's it.
Oh, can we go back to, maybe everyone could put their cameras on and wave goodbye?
Absolutely. I'll stop share screen.
It was good to see you coming up. Come up here. So yes. Oh yeah. So everyone, I can't see you waving. All these people that have been so marvellous in the chat, which has made us laugh a lot.
We have been hysterical watching this.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you've got any questions, you can email info. We'll see all the health people this afternoon enrolling, and we'll see everyone next week at least. So maybe tomorrow. See you later, log off, leave the meeting, go and have some lunch.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you all.
Bye.
Bye.